Here we are.
Hello, hello.
Sheila's here. Happy Boxing Day.
Sheila. Do you know, I feel foolish, but wait, you kept saying Boxing Day. I'm like, I've never heard of Boxing Day.
Well, that's funny. This is one of the things I was going to talk about, which, we can
Hi,
start with it.
yeah,
Because,
well, I looked it up because I'm like, well, Heather, just look it up. So I did.
well, I looked it up too because I've always known it's Boxing Day because I read a lot of British lit and stuff, but I never knew the history of it. But it, dates back to like Victorian England when Christmas became a bigger thing thanks to Victoria and Albert, when the Christmas tree started and everything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But servants in big houses, they did everything over Christmas, multiple large meals. They were prepping for sometimes months ahead of time to prepare for Christmas for the family of the house. But then they got Boxing Day off the day after Christmas. And that was because that's when they got large tips, like Christmas bonus, I think also comes from that kind of era. And they were given a Christmas box, which was full of goodies, tips, foods, etc. And they could take that box home to share with their family.
That's nice.
So it became known as Boxing Day when everybody got a box
to take
goodies from their employer.
I see.
Christmas box.
Yeah, that's great. And I was thinking that probably, I mean, especially even if you were like a wealthy family, you probably did have to plan. If you wanted to make specific dishes, they probably had to make sure that they had everything ordered, the right ingredients.
The traditional like Christmas cake, like fruit cake, they make it a month ahead of time, and then you feed it with alcohol, which
alcohol.
We learned from Chateau Diaries, right?
Yes, that's where I learned it.
Well, I mean, I knew about it vaguely when, people would say they were feeding the cake, and I'm like, what is going on with this cake? We know it's real boozy.
It's hungry.
Boozy. It's not like the fruit cake we get in tins, etc. Hey, Bonnie. And Michelle is here. Twisted Fate.
Twist is here.
I don't know Twisted Fate's name. If you want to steal your name, please let me know.
I just spell her Twist.
Twist. I mean, it could be. Boxing was a big thing.
Yeah, I had to look it up.
I mean, it would be a super Boxing Day if they made them box over who got which box.
Yeah.
Then it would be a Boxing Day.
Yeah, it would.
Boxing.
But I'm assuming they probably all had to be on their best behavior and couldn't fight over what was in each other's box.
All right, Twist. We'll just call you Twist. I hope you're all cozy. I'm wearing my fuzzy. I have a theme tonight. I've got my fuzzy unicorn sweater on. I've got my flannel heart PJ pants. And my sweatshirt matches my mug.
Look at how big her mug is. Do you have to pull back? Show them how big. Look at that.
It's a travel mug, but it's one of the only festive mugs I own. I found it at Goodwill like 3 months ago. Yeah. This is the first time I've used it because I forgot about it until literally 20 minutes ago.
I decided that I was going to tap into the movie Grease when they did the pajama party. So I'm wearing the little robe and doing the ponytails.
Brusha.
Yeah, brusha. Exactly. Janet, I think. Exactly. And I'm in bed. I brought out my teddy bears. Well, not all of them, but some of them down. So.
I thought about doing it from my bed, but I don't think I would have enough signal in there.
Oh.
And then everybody would be like, what? What's she saying?
Yeah. Yes. And we both have spiked cocoa. Cheers.
Yeah, what are you drinking?
Just milk chocolate hot cocoa with spiced rum. You did something fancy.
So it's a Swiss Miss packet.
Okay.
But then you add, I added salted caramel vodka to it, mix that up, added the boiling water, and then I added Trader Joe's oat nog, which is their oat milk. I don't think there are eggs involved, so it's the oat eggnog. situation. And it all complements each other very well. And I topped it off with some whipped cream. So if you see me, just tell me. And I'll make you go. I'm more worried about it getting on my nose. I know it's going to end up everywhere else, but.
Yeah. Hi, Mary.
And Mary is here.
How was everyone's holiday
How was your holidays?
So far?
Did you all get anything really cool or vintage, antique, This?
Yeah.
What about you, Heather? Did you guys play it low on gifts this year?
Yeah, Scott and I don't really get each other gifts, but I mean, technically, you know, in my video when I went up to Georgetown, I shared the little Victorian hand clip, and he got me that. So I count that as a present. And I also, are you doing anything like a favorite thing tonight?
I can.
Well, I just, in case you were going to do it, I just grabbed another thing that I bought from.
Actually, I should go grab him, and he should just hang out with us this whole time.
Oh, okay.
You probably know who I'm talking about.
Maybe I need to be reintroduced. I need a memory refresh. Trader Joe's sparkling lemonade and ginger vodka. That sounds delicious, Sheila. Yeah. He's amazing.
He's huge. Best part. So I unboxed him, and my parents were coming over to work on some last minute Christmas things on my Cricut. And I had just done a quick unboxing of this from Bridget. And my mom sees it. She's like, "Where did you get that?" I was like, "Oh, from my friend Bridget. She's in Michigan." And she's like, or
she wants
it. Michigan?
She's
near Chicago. Anyway, she's like, "We had that." And she takes a picture of me with it and sends it to her two sisters. And one of them remembered it, one of them didn't. But
size? That 3 foot size?
This exact size.
Wow.
They're like, he was exactly like that. I was like, well, that's why he spoke to me, apparently.
Yeah.
He doesn't sit very well, though. He's a stander or a leaner.
That's what I like about him, is that he's a stander.
I just had him on my couch. my friend Laura is like, he's going to murder you in your sleep.
He seems like he would just be perfect for in a chair or under the tree with presents on either side.
Don't put them away yet.
Yeah, don't put away your Christmas. I'm keeping all mine up until New Year's Eve.
Well, that's why I love my Victorian Splendor mantle. It's just winter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my tree will stay up until at least January 6th.
3.5 cozy mysteries. Wow.
Yeah, Sheila was ready for the freezing cold weather. We haven't been above freezing for at least 4 days now.
It has been a rough couple days. I mean, I'm going to tell you, having to travel, across town. Denver's not the biggest metropolis, but it's pretty big. So we have to schlep in the freezing cold with crazy drivers. I can't even tell you how many times we've seen people almost hit each other. Just the roads were crap and icy. And we were out on Thursday night when it was freezing, and Friday we had to go to his dad's, and then Saturday we had Christmas Eve at my folks. I mean, we're out and about the entire time. It was iceberg weather.
Yeah, I had to drive down to my family's things on both Christmas Eve and then Christmas Day. I was mainly in Fairmont that whole day because we had a late brunch situation at my parents', and then it was just a couple hours until we were going to my grandma's, and it didn't make sense for me to drive all the way home. So I took everything I needed for my dish. I made it there, and I took a nap. before I went
Wow.
to the big family thing. Because I got up, I'm not looking for accolades or anything, but we
Yes.
typically do breakfast on Christmas Day, but since it fell on Sunday, my family was going to be doing their church things,
Oh,
and so it was going to be much later. And I was like, I need to do something so I don't focus on the fact.
at least it was in your driveway, Mary. I hate that.
So I was like, I need to do something so I don't focus on the fact that the traditions aren't happening in the way they have in the past, you know? I was like,
Yeah.
what can I do? What can I do to keep myself out of my head? So I volunteered. It's Christmas morning. I went
You did?
to a local church that does breakfast on Sunday mornings and
Oh.
made pancakes, sausage, and scrambled eggs. It was so cold. It was still, I think the highest it got that day was like 13. So they didn't have as many people as they normally did, but it felt nice. One, I got up earlier than I ever get up, first of all, on Christmas, which is not outside of the ordinary. I mean, you always want to get up early on Christmas. But I left my house. I did something for others, which was nice.
Yeah.
But I was ready for that nap at 2 p.m. Very ready.
Right. Because you got up so early and then you're working. Yeah. I agree, Michelle. And Mary, I feel you. I can't tell you how many winters I have had, especially when I was single mom with my daughter, digging out of like 4 or 5 foot snow drifts in my driveway trying to get my car out. I feel you. Hopefully you have help.
If I didn't have a garage, I wouldn't have left my house because I would have had to scrape my car, and that wasn't going to happen. It wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
I have to put out my trash tonight. Ooh. But it got up to a whole like 23 some degrees today, I think.
Yeah, it was the warm up today was very welcomed.
It was good. And then we're supposed to be in like the 50s in a few days.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yeah. No, it was easier for, it's funny. I can wake up early for other people, but not for myself. Like if there's something I want to do, right. Yeah, I'll just put it off. I've got to have somebody like waiting on me to get me out of bed because my bed is very comfortable, especially when it's cold outside.
Oh, good. So Mary has her daughter that can help dig and
in the morning.
Twisted a Christmas Day thing too, feed the community. And she had to wake up early too.
Sorry, but because now that I live on my own, you know, there's nobody to like fill a stocking for me, you know. And
I didn't do stockings. I mean, our kids came on Christmas Day.
My mom did fill my stocking, give it to me on Christmas Eve to put it.
Oh, really?
So I did have a stocking to open.
I didn't do stockings for our kids. It was just like, here's some money.
Hey,
there you go. Well, they got some things, you know, but just it was.
Well, and then after
the best effort this year.
After the breakfast was done, I came home. It was before 10. We weren't meeting until 11:30. So I sat down. I made myself a fancy Christmas tea. And Christmas Eve, I had gone out with my friend Laura for lunch. Well, originally we were going for brunch, but all the places we normally go for brunch were closed. So we went to Five Guys instead. And next to Five Guys is a bakery that has gluten-free stuff. And so I knew that I wouldn't be having any baked goods at the family function. So I got myself a scone, and I got, they had a assortment of macarons. And so, you know what? I was like, you know what? I want to do my Christmas tea. And so I bought those. And so I had time after getting back from the church to make my tea, set up my little table. And it was so nice. I turned off all the lights, so it was just the Christmas tree, and I just sat there and drank
Aw.
my tea, had my scone. I still have 5 of the 6 macarons left because it was too much sugar. I was like, oh, so I'll be having macarons all until the new year.
Okay. I want you to tell me about your thrifting and antiquing with Sheila that you did. I want to hear about it.
Oh, what did I find? Oh, well, so most of it's still in my car. Oh yeah, I did do a short of my, my tea setup here on my channel if you want to see it. But Sheila took me to her favorite antique store, and I found an amazing silver plate tea set. So I'll be selling my other silver plate tea set because it's not as I
So
don't
I
love
want
it
to
as much.
see. Can you show me the difference? Like, show me the
It's-
2 teapots side by
I'll
side.
it'll have to be next week because
Oh,
the one I just bought is still in the car.
yeah.
Because
Okay.
I got home, I did remove all the wine from my car because I knew it was going to be below freezing and I didn't want exploded wine all
Yeah.
over my car. So I got that out, and I bought a really fancy dress at her favorite thrift shop. And that's what I wore when I had my tea. I dress up.
Right.
And oh,
Hi, Nancy.
hey, Nancy.
Oh, she got her
Big,
necklace.
big hugs, Nancy. It had to have been a difficult holiday. Yes, Sheila in the live chat. I got to meet up with. This is the second time I've got to meet up with Sheila
Yeah.
in person. If you follow me on Instagram, I posted some pictures of our shenanigans. One of my favorite things I got there that I haven't got to break out yet because my house is in a state following. I had to do some redecorating because of a Christmas gift. So everything is just everywhere right now. And I got a bunch of records, like 33s, large full-size records, like an entire set of like classical music records, an entire set of like swing music records, the best waltzes records.
Cool.
And I want to just like turn off all my lights, turn off all the lights on my mantle, and just like set the records on and just dance around my living room with Santa. Why not? After I finish this hot nog, it might happen.
Hot nog. That's. I think you've got a new.
Hot nog, hot niggity nog.
Your branding is great.
Hot nog.
Angela's hot nog. I can see the packet now with the dragon and the cocoa.
I'll have to contact my friend Alicia, who drew my dragon, and say, okay, now he needs hot chocolate. Hot nog. But if you haven't guessed, tonight is going to be very different from our normal B&Bs. Yeah. We're just hanging out, chatting about our holidays. I do have a couple fun facts about holidays. I was going to do all the like traditional other holiday things that people learn about, but instead I went down some very odd rabbit holes.
Really? I was wondering because I'm like, oh, you're going to talk about what is it, St. Lucia?
Yeah, I see. A lot of people know about her. Yeah. And I could have talked, about, Slavic Christmas traditions because, I studied them. So you've got, which we could talk about all the versions of Santa Claus there are. You've got Sinterklaas, you've got St. Nicholas, you've got our Santa Claus, you've got in Russia, it's Ded Moroz, which means Grandfather Frost. He's usually dressed in blue, however. And then there's the Snow Maiden, who's usually hanging out with Ded Moroz, and her name is Snegurочка. Mm-hmm. But then there are others. Well, in Iceland, the person who gives treats, I think she's a large troll. Gryla.
Gryla.
Mhm.
I don't know anything about that one.
Well, there's some other Icelandic ones that I will touch on.
Okay.
But well, what other? Oh, so my mom, when she went to Colorado in September,
Beginning
October,
of December? Oh.
it was
Oh,
October, I think,
oh, okay. Gosh.
and
Time
because
just flies.
they went up there to, I don't know, there was a little antique shop in the town closest to the camp that they were staying at, and they walked in and they saw something, and my aunt was like, "Oh, that's Angela." Like,
Uh-huh.
it's still in my car too,
What they
but
gave
my
you?
parents flew out, so they couldn't bring it back. However, my aunt and uncle drove out, and so they could bring it back with them. Let me get this turned around here. It's a vintage little, like,
Oh, I love it.
let me put bigger here.
I love
It's
it.
probably gonna go up in my craft room.
I love it. I love it so much.
He came back
That's
all the way
awesome,
from Colorado.
awesome
Funny.
present. Wow, good job, Mom and Dad.
Yeah. I also got a mini chainsaw, which is
Wow.
very important. I think they just didn't want me to have to borrow theirs all the time. It's really little. It's like the blade is like this big. So it's just to cut, like, because my magnolia has branches that are sprouting out where it shouldn't be. So I've got to trim it
Just
down.
Yeah, it's for maintenance.
Mm-hmm. I like practical gifts. I'm okay with them. Well, let's see. That's most of what happened.
Yeah.
I didn't freeze. My pipes didn't freeze. I'm glad that my house is old and thick. And that I got my heater serviced like 2 weeks ago. Very happy. Because like,
I missed it. What are you reading?
Michelle's
Leg hair.
mini chainsaw. Michelle, what are you drinking? Hmm? No, it was good. And then we did an ornament exchange at the big family thing. That's about all I can think of right now. Mm-hmm. If you can hear ticking in the background, that's the purchase I made for myself, which is on my Instagram. It's an antique clock.
Yeah, I saw the picture
from 1911. And it will chime here in just a few minutes, the half hour. Which
we got to play a board game with the kids, like my daughter, my stepson, and
I'm trying to plan a game
my
night.
My sister-in-law, whenever they decide to get hitched. But we played a board game called Talisman. Have you ever played that?
Talisman?
Talisman. Mm-hmm.
No.
It was fun. And then after my daughter and her boyfriend left, my stepson tried to teach Scott and I Magic the Gathering. And
so the only thing I know about Magic,
not my game.
The only thing I know about Magic is that I watched on Whatnot, I watched the guy play Post Malone for like $10,000.
Oh.
And so I kind of got the gist of it, but I mean it's kind of, no, I wouldn't even say it's kind of like D&D, because there's stuff involved that D&D doesn't have you work about, you know. Mm-hmm. Oh, really, Michelle? The clock. Sounds so great. But actually, the best present I received happened today. Do you want to see what happened? I shared it on all my Instagrams because I was so excited.
I've been trying to clean the house all day today, so
Well,
I really haven't been
I was
looking
sitting
at
here getting ready and getting the slides. There's not a lot ready for these holiday traditions. And I look to my right. Look what's happening. Look what is happening. My two cats are
Oh,
touching each other. They're touching each other.
that's
And
a
then
that's a lot of contact. That's
a lot of fun. And
oh,
then Mitzi laid down. And they both slept
wow.
while touching. No teeth, no claws. Body contact. Like,
It's a Christmas miracle.
like, well, and on Halloween is when they got like closest to each other before this point.
Yeah. So you're seeing progress in the feline relationship.
It took a year and a month.
Yeah. She's the same.
She's so cute.
She's very cute.
Her face makes me sad.
Yeah, she makes us sad too.
Like I just want to lay down next to her and be like,
Yeah. Yeah.
"Yes,
We
honey,
did.
we'll be all right."
Yeah. We were able to, because a lot of the dog treats now are not made out of real rawhide anymore. They're like this vegetable stuff. So when we went to Scott's dad and stepmom's on Friday, she had some rawhide. So so basically we were able to give Holly these big, thin rawhide strips, and that made her very happy. It was nice to see her, like, the concentrating on the chewing and stuff, I think helped her relax a little bit.
You gave her
And even
something to do, yeah.
yeah, just to not constantly be like worried about like every time we walk by.
Did she like peanut butter?
Does she like what?
Peanut butter?
We haven't given her straight peanut butter, but we gave her the cookies that we made.
Because
those had butter in them, and she liked those.
Okay, because there's a thing called Kong, which
Right.
is so they have to like lick their goodies out of. And I know my friends with dogs, they swear by those.
Yeah. I think, I don't know, Scott seems to have been like just, I think, hesitant with the peanut butter for some reason, but she has been having, she's just now have gotten off her antibiotics for intestinal issues, so she's doing a lot better, I think physically, but she still doesn't, no trust. Sometimes we're standing there and it takes her forever to decide to come into the house. We get close to her and she runs back outside. Like she's afraid of us. I mean, it's just how it is.
She won't be forever. I mean, look, it took my cats 13 months to nicely touch each other. So it takes time.
Yeah.
It takes time. Well, I can talk about these things. There's not a lot. And then you can do your favorite thing. Because I do have a toast for us. So
I just grabbed a quick thing. It was whoa. So, how do you say that?
I looked it up. I might butcher it. But this comes from Iceland. On Christmas Eve, they give each other books. It's called Jólabókaflóð, which means Yule Book Flood. And it became popular in during World War II in Iceland because they didn't have access to a lot of things, but they did have printers. So giving books became a tradition. And so on Christmas Eve, and again, not everybody does this, it's just one tradition that's in Iceland. They gift everybody books. You take your book, you take your hot chocolate, you go curl up, and you read until Christmas morning.
Wow. And it probably is fun because you could also just have it be like a book exchange too, where
Yeah. And like it's affected like how books are released in Iceland. Like most new books are
oh,
released like at least like that month leading up to Christmas so that you have new things to gift people.
I see.
And she looked cozy, so he get. So also in Iceland, however, now we all know about the, antithesis of Santa and Saint Nicholas in Germany, which is the Krampus.
Yeah.
And in France, there's Père Fouettard, Father Whipper, who travels along with Saint Nicholas and leaves the bad kids switches. And then there's also Belsnickel, who is like a mixture of those two things. But in Iceland, if you have been mad, and the way, like, this goes back to like pre-1800s. If you were bad, meaning you didn't contribute, and you didn't get new clothes for Christmas, you could fall prey to Jólakötturinn, which is a giant cat who will eat people who aren't wearing new clothes on Christmas. And it goes back. So the thing that kept Iceland running was wool. And it was the entire family's job to make sure everything was done in order to make wool so you could have things to wear. Mm-hmm. And so if you didn't have something new to wear, that meant you didn't do your job and you got eaten by this giant cat.
How do you say it again?
So it means Yule cat. And going back to Gryla, the one I mentioned,
yes.
So they think it belonged to the giant troll family because there were also Yule lads who, brought goodies to kids that were Gryla's sons. And they think this large cat was a troll cat. But if you were wearing old ripped clothing because you didn't help out with the wool harvesting and, whatever, you would be.
You're going to be a kitty treat.
Mm-hmm. There's actually a fun PBS video on this in the series on YouTube under Monstrum. She calls it the murder floof. So you get the giant murder
floof?
Yeah.
I gotta. How do you spell it? Jol.
Here, I will.
I'm trying to type it in without.
I will find the link to this YouTube and put it in.
There we go. Okay.
Wicked feline murder floof, a Yule cat story. So yeah, of course, I had to watch all kinds of things on this murder cat. Because everyone knows about the Krampus, which is, terrifying enough. Yeah. If somebody told me I would get taken by a giant cat, that would not encourage me to be good. I'd be like, can I ride it? Because we can just live together under a bridge if that's a troll thing,
I've seen the way cats play with their food. I definitely would not be wanting to be eaten by a cat. I love cats.
Trolls aren't a bad thing though in Iceland. They can be good luck. They're kind of like leprechauns. They can be mischievous or good luck depending. A very strange story, but like in the Netherlands, it's like for good luck, rub a troll on the nose, So it's all very different. So that's, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and then moving on through the holidays. Then on Christmas Day, outside of Cusco, Peru, there is a place called, I think it's St. Thomas. For a very long time on Christmas Day, they have this thing that happens called Takana Nakui. I do not speak this dialect at all, so I apologize. And there was a fun article on it in the New York Times, I think last year. But what it means is to throw fists. So
No.
you accumulate all of your grievances for the entire year. You wrap up your hands with fabric and you fight on Christmas Day. The first person to hit the ground ends the fight.
You have to hit the ground?
Somebody has to hit the ground. And then and you should know that women weren't allowed to do this until, very recently. We have grievances too.
But,
and then once the fight ends, you smile, you hug each other, and then everybody drinks and feasts, and the slate is wiped clean for the new year.
Okay.
I mean, if you think about how many fights happen on Christmas in your family.
I guess so. But think about all the mothers. Like if you have if it started with the guys and they'd be beating each other up, then all the moms would be pissed if you broke my son's nose.
No, it's done. As soon as it ends, their grievance is done. They hug, they smile, they go have a drink. It's all over.
Yeah, I don't know. It sounds like that's the way it should be, but I'm thinking in reality, it didn't always go that nicely.
Oh, I think it does. Well, and then if the moms are mad, they have to fight about it next year. They have to wait till Christmas. So that was just, I literally just found out about this. Somebody shared an article and I was like, this is a thing. It's a thing in this area.
In Peru, do they celebrate Christmas like the Christian Christmas? They do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But this is something more that they did predate.
I don't know when it started. I didn't go that into depth on it. But they do have a shrine, like a procession of baby Jesus leading up to the fight. It's an eye for an eye and it's over. I like learning new things, and so I thought.
Yeah, it's amazing. I never heard of this,
but it's a big party, and then it's over. And then, if you get an argument, you got to wait until next Christmas to work it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Leanne is here.
Yeah.
All right. So today, if you didn't know, is the first day of Kwanzaa. And I knew that they had a candle holder. I didn't know what it was called. So I wanted to find out. It's called a kinara.
Okay.
And it was based on the Jewish menorah, which today is the last day of Hanukkah, I believe. So happy Hanukkah. Final day. And today's the day they would light the black candle, which Kwanzaa didn't start until the late 60s. And the black candle was to represent, it's a cultural holiday. It's not religious in any way. So you can totally have Christmas and do Kwanzaa and do all the things. But the black candle is to represent people descended from Africa. You light that one first, and then you go left to right. And the red is each one represents a different Kwanzaa principle, of which there are 7. I don't remember them all. Okay. Well, I knew it ended today, but yeah, the sun's been down for a while. So the red ones represent the struggles of the African people, and the green ones, the future hopes. But it's called a kinara, Kwanzaa kinara. And so I thought, I didn't know, so I thought I'd let y'all know.
Yeah, I didn't know that. And then like the cup in the front, is that significant?
Yeah, so both the corn and like the fruits and the vegetables and stuff they all represent something. It's I think it has to do with like Kwanzaa itself means first fruits.
Yeah.
So I think it has to do with harvest and bounty.
Mhm.
Those things that go on the Kwanzaa table. Okay. Now, speaking of alternatives to Santa Claus, in Italy, you have La Befana, and she is a Christmas witch who brings Italian children. Oh my gosh, it's my first troll.
Oh my gosh.
Holy me, holy free holies.
I don't have my phone.
I got it.
I need a Befana Christmas witch in my decor. I've got a Pinocchio tree, but I don't have a Befana.
Yeah, La Befana. I have a little plaque with La Befana on it. Port and remove and hide. But she, because I was trying to go in order of, the year, she gives presents on Epiphany evening to the. Wait, let me make Sheila a moderator. Because, as you know, like Orthodox Christianity, they don't celebrate Christmas until January 6th. What Protestants, Catholics, etc., celebrate as Epiphany, they celebrate as Christmas. So that's why you can leave your stuff up until at least January 6th, because it's not Christmas everywhere yet.
Right.
Oh, she can be dressed in all kinds of ways. I've seen her. I might have to go grab.
I'll look at Befana right now.
I might have to go find my little La Befana plaque to show you the one that I have.
First, I'm going to look up shopping. Oh, yeah. Well, I see a lot of witch dolls.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I see a lot of people sell kitchen witches that I think are La Befana.
Yeah, most of the depictions, she kind of looks like a little bit in like tattered clothes, like patchwork.
Yeah, she's very like country.
Yeah.
Country witch, I would say, like very holy free holies.
Oh, they're back.
Sheila got it.
Hey, thanks, Sheila.
Seriously, I was like, they must be, if they're in our very small chat, they're hurting for people. I'll taste it. Well, the most dating sites haven't been working for me, so maybe. It's been a very hard season, Michelle, for a lot of people. So whatever makes you happy, keeping it up or putting it away, you do you. I don't put my tree up until the solstice, so if I took it down after Christmas, it would have only been up 4 days. That's too much work. Too much work. So
it's a lot. It is a lot of work, which is why once I get it done, I do like to try to enjoy it for a while.
Yeah.
And I have considered, keeping it and doing a Valentine tree, but I never have.
Well, see, I like my Victorian Splendor. I think I could easily just add some
Exactly.
romance stuff to it.
Right. And so I've thought about that. But
Yeah.
usually by mid-January, I start getting like, oh, I think I need to put it away.
Move it on.
Yeah. So, because it's a lot to put up, and then it's a lot to put it all away too.
Yeah.
It'll be a week. It'll be a week for me to get it all away.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it'll be longer than that for me. I'll have to think about putting it away and then decide to put it away and then actually start putting it away.
Mm-hmm.
And then it will sit in its bins until I have the energy to take those bins downstairs.
Yeah.
All right, let me go grab my little La Befana thing. I will be right back.
Yeah. Yeah, it's easier for me, because the bins are empty, so I can bring those up fine, but then I'll fill them, and then I'll just leave them until I can get Scott to bring them down to the basement, because my totes are big. Those get so heavy. You have your little tree, and you do like a little holiday tree? So is your little tree in the kitchen then, Michelle? Oh, she has an electric menorah.
I know. I saw her light her second candle. So this is my little La Befana plaque.
Oh, that one's really pretty.
See, she's got her pack of gifts. Mm-hmm. Got the moon over the little snowy country, Italian countryside. So she'll be bringing gifts soon in Italy. That's January. I think it's the evening of January 5th into the morning of January 6th.
But Italy does do some sort of St. Nicholas, don't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they have St. Nicholas.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is she leave it inside the house too, or is there does she leave it?
I don't know. Don't remember where she leaves it.
Yeah, it is a cute witch.
She usually has a basket. For socks. Puts it in socks.
She puts it in socks?
She also brings coal or dark candy if the children are bad.
Wow. Very Sinterklaas. What it sounds like.
So she is a good housekeeper, so she may sweep your floors before she leaves.
Oh.
Many families typically leave a small glass of wine and a plate with little bits of food. Regional or locally found foods. She is sweeping away the problems of the last year.
Oh. I like the...
She can come sweep.
She can come sweep.
Mm-hmm. Sounds horrific, except for the floor. You don't want treats in your socks?
My house is so full of treats. I totally overcompensated and bought so much chocolate.
I had plans to make
treats. The kids didn't eat barely any of it.
I didn't. I ran out of sugar. So I didn't have, because I wanted to make these Cheerio cookies, which my grandma always made.
Wow, Cheerio cookies.
Yeah, they're stovetop cookies, Hey,
Lynn!
A lot of people make them with cornflakes, but my grandma always made them with Cheerios. And now the Cheerios are
Oh,
gluten
okay.
free. I'm glad that she did because it's
Yes.
Cheerios, peanut butter, sugar, and K-Ro syrup. That's like all that's
Oh,
involved.
okay.
And you can like drop them as little cookies, but I just put them in a pan and then cut them up. And hey, Halen. So I went to the store on Thursday before it got super cold because I wanted to get some fresh stuff in case I was stuck in the house. And I got the K-Ro syrup and a bunch of other stuff that wasn't on my list. What did I not get that was on my list? Sugar. So
Oh,
couldn't make the cookies. And then I was at my mom's and I told her, I was like, she's like, well, I can make the cookies, except they left on Christmas Day, like after the Christmas festivities. They and my sister and the Nibblings went to Hilton Head. So she was like, oh, I just didn't have time. And I was like, okay. I was like, well, maybe, can I just take some sugar? They measured out sugar for me. Still sitting at their house. Everything is conspiring against me.
well,
However,
you could always do the old-fashioned knock on the neighbor's door with a cup.
it's tempting.
Hi.
But I did a grocery order for tomorrow, so sugar will be here tomorrow. But it's funny because I placed my grocery order. You know what I forgot? But you can add stuff to it up until like 4 hours before they deliver it. So I've got time to remember all the stuff I forgot to order.
The elusive sugar.
So it's coming. But so that was just a small, those are new things I've learned about holidays that I wanted to share.
Those are
Holiday
really
traditions.
fun. And then the troll is named
Gryla.
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 I've got all these tabs open. I need a tab open for Gryla. Okay.
So she's a giant troll, first of all. She's a giantess. They connect around the 17th century, she became connected with Christmas. And she can detect children who are misbehaving year round.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. She'll carry them home in their giant sack.
I'm looking at this picture on guide to Iceland.is, and it's got these paper mache looking big head masks.
Yeah, but so supposedly the Yule and the Yule cat is her house pet.
Okay.
But he specifically only eats children with no new clothes on Christmas because they were bad.
Okay.
And her sons, the Yule lads, are the ones who leave treats.
Okay.
And the 13 nights before Christmas.
Oh, good. I'm glad, Michelle. I'm glad it made there. Okay.
So, for those who missed, do you still have some hot chocolate? Or did you drink it all?
I do have a little bit. I got a little bit left.
So, I was trying to find, because I made hot nog. I love it. I love it. So it's hot chocolate and oat nog and some salted caramel vodka. And I was like, you know what? We need a toast to help us through these.
Oh.
My clock is a little fast. Or I just don't have it set correctly. So it's almost 8 o'clock. So I was like, okay, we need something to toast to help us get through. And then I found this Inuit proverb when I was looking at various things. So, may you have warmth in your igloo, oil in your lamp, and peace in your heart.
Oh, cheers.
Because we all need a little help these days. And I like that they all had different drinks. I want
Yeah.
all of those beverages in that picture. Except for maybe the one in the back. It looks like beer. Can't have that one. So cheers from the Holiday Unicorn. Holiday Unicorn. And next week we'll be back to our regularly scheduled program.
Yeah, I am going to have to start that like tomorrow. I'm going to be so busy. There's no way. So I need to get on it.
Well, let me tell you, Leanne, my hot water heat literally saved my bacon because my house hovered around like 60, 63 during the really cold days. And at one point I was like, I don't think it's working. But then I stepped outside. And I was like,
oh no, it's working hard.
It's working great. Great. And I knew it was working because Malcolm, anytime he wasn't laying upon me, he was literally like curled up against one of the little radiators. He was just like,
yeah.
They're against the walls, so I both cold and hot, I'm sure. But here, I'll put the toast back up.
It was like warmth in your igloo, oil in your lamp, and peace in your heart.
Your heart. You can screenshot it if you need. So yeah, next week we'll be on Heather's channel, back to normal. I will be. Is pony a term for something else? Oh, I don't know. What does an Icelandic pony look like? I have friends who's been to Iceland.
Yeah, Scott's stepmom has like ancestry there, so she took a trip there, and now she's going back with her daughter. So she loved it.
They're going to the Blue Lagoon.
I don't know, but I know they saw a lot of ponies.
Oh well, isn't that in Iceland that blue water that has all those minerals in it, and it's supposed to be really good? It's like a hot springs.
I don't know.
I bet it would be good for my skin.
They have a lot of hot springs here in Colorado. A lot of people like those mineral springs, but it gets hot.
Springs, White Sulphur Springs, where the Greenbrier is that I did 1 week for the Inspiring Interiors.
Yeah,
it was a resort based around hot springs back in the 1800s, etc. But I hope you all have had a fantastic holiday. I hope you just enjoyed just sitting and listening to us babble about our holidays, because sometimes it's good to just sit and do nothing, which is mainly what I did today. I did a whole lot of nothing. I watched ridiculous Netflix movies.
Today?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I've been watching so many bad Netflix movies over the past 4 days.
Really? I haven't watched anything.
So many. I'll pick my favorites for Media Must next week.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I mean, some of them were so bad.
So what? It's going to be
and
the
now
best.
That I have a big TV, it's even worse.
So you're gonna have to call it media worst.
No, I will only pick the ones I enjoyed.
Okay.
No media worst. just the ones that like made me happy. The ones that the ones that make your heart clench and give you diabetes. Those ones.
Those are the ones. Usually, it's good if I end up crying. I miss.
Well, you've got a movie coming to you.
The waterworks just start flowing. I can't stop it.
Oh, bottomless trees. Yeah, I was going to leave the house.
Me too, Leanne.
It wasn't worth it. I feel like I feel like there's probably a place near you that will allow that to happen. There are petting zoos all over the place. One time I went to Pittsburgh with a friend of mine who used to be one of my student workers. We went to a cat cafe, and then we went to a gluten-free bakery that was up there, which is sadly now closed. And there was a street fair happening with llamas in the middle of the road. So I got to hug a llama. You never know. Just send it out into the universe, Leanne, and then you never know what could happen.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of horror films, did anybody watch Violent Night?
Oh boy, Mary, you're a good mom.
I don't like horror films. But I like action films. They were llamas. They had the thinner faces versus the rounder faces. But, well, thanks so much to everybody. Thank you. I mean, this time next week, it will be an entirely new year.
I know.
New
year.
Meeting you and everybody else in the chats has made 2022 like worth it. So I just want to thank you and everybody in the chats, everybody who's, followed us and purchased or done, just liked or shared or anything. It's very appreciated. And I hope we're all destined for better things next year.
Yeah, I definitely, for me, I mean, 2022 hasn't been that, bad. I know like the country and the stock market and everything's getting so expensive. But as far as social media and making all these wonderful friends, I've had if I just look at that part of it, it's been a great year.
Right.
I don't know. I think I'm really looking forward to what we're gonna do next year. I think there's so much, if we just plan, there is so much potential for some fun adventure.
There's just so much to talk about. And
just to chat about, for sure.
Right. I'm always finding things that I don't need to buy that I do anyway. So there's that.
Oh, thanks, Mary. We love you.
Mary. Thanks, Twist.
Oh yeah, Twist is awesome.
Thanks.
I'm glad you found us too. I think when I first talked to Twist, I was like, I don't know how you found me, but I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
It's like, I wonder, how do people find me? Like, it's YouTube is an elusive thing to try to understand when it comes to.
No, and I've stopped trying. Like,
yeah,
I've had to do social media for my job for a number of years. And when it came time to doing things for myself, I was like, I don't care about the algorithm. You know what? I'm going to do what I like.
Do what I like. Yeah.
The people who are meant to find me will find me, and we'll just let it go from there, because obviously I've attracted my first internet troll. We got our first bot in the comments.
I know.
We have made it.
We are established. We've been chosen for bot advertising.
I've discovered hot nog. This is a banner day. It's a banner day. So I'm going to keep rambling, so I'll stop. I just like talking to everybody.
I know, I do too. I'll stay on, but I know it gets late. So,
but thanks so much. We'll see you next week, 7 p.m. Eastern on Antique Agenda.
Yes.
And we look forward to sharing collections and antiques and all those other fun things.
Yes.
In 2023.
2023. I can't wait.
Bye,
All right, so
everybody.
everyone have a really good last week of 2022.
And if you do anything super special for New Year's, please let us know. I want to know. Do you have
Well,
any New Year's? What? What is that?
if you have nothing to do on New Year's Eve, I'm going to be on Pamela Blanchard's channel.
Are you?
Yep, we're going to have a holiday decoration tour and sale. So
Nice.
at whatever her time is, I believe it's Saturdays around 6 o'clock my time, which might be 8 o'clock.
I think, yeah, she's normally on 8 on Saturdays.
8 o'clock
8 Eastern. Yeah. All right. Well, Cash Heather on Pamela's show on Saturday. And then we will be on Heather's channel on Monday.
Yeah. Come hang out with us next Monday.
I'm still off for my sales until next year. Pamela Blanchard is Oak Grove.
That's her Instagram, but I'm pretty sure her YouTube is
just Pamela Blanchard on YouTube. She is so sweet. So y'all should check her out for sure. All right. I will stop tangenting and sign off. We will see you all later. Be safe. Enjoy.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye. Good night. See you later.